Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I am back to chat about manifesting. And this one's a little different. I kind of wanted to do in honor of the time of year. And everybody talks about the veil being thin this time of year. And since it's the time where we celebrate our loved ones that have crossed over, and we say the veil is thinning and connection is easier, I wanted to talk about that being a collective belief system that's been around. Hi, Julia. It's been around for a while, but first, I just want to make a couple of announcements. There's still openings on my psychic development circle. I realized that I had on some of my other videos I had been posting that it's actually closed. It's not, so I might bump it out a week just to leave a little bit more time for people to sign up. There are still a few spaces available. And it'll be on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm also offering private readings. Um, and I do manifesting chats during the week. And I do tonight is a very special night. You have to be subscribed. And I'm offering 5 people free mediumship readings in honor of Dia de los Muertos, and also in honor of like the day. I think today is the All Souls Day. So that's just, I wanted to give a little gift away, but you have to be present, you have to be subscribed, and I will put your names in. Yes, that would be lovely, Julia. I would love you. It'll all happen in perfect timing. So you have to be present, you have to be subscribed to my channel, and stay subscribed, please support me. Hi, Coco Chanel. I'll put your name. I'm going to have a little bucket. I'll put your name in it and I'll draw names. And so I'll draw one name, do the reading. And then after that reading's done, I'll draw another name and do the following reading. So these are all these chats and manifesting chats are just my own experiences. It's my own spiritual knowledge and wisdom that I've gained, and I'm sharing with you. By all means, if you don't believe in it, leave it at the door. I don't really care. Just take what you want, leave the rest, and learn from wherever you can, and find what your own spiritual journey is. So I wanted to talk about this collective belief of the veil thinning. So what is the veil? The veil is a perceived um, wall or disconnect that we have between ourselves and spirit, or ourselves and the divine universe. It's an illusion. It's not real. But I always thought for a long time that the veil was this like physical, energetic thing that stood between us and spirit world, that it covered the entire earth kind of thing, that it was one big veil. And what I finally realized was, and I thought I was, oh, how silly it was that it took me this long to realize it, is that we each have our own individual veil. So it's not about a collective veil, it's about each of our own connection to spirit. And so we all have different limitations based on our own belief systems, and beliefs based on collective belief systems. So the collective belief that the veil thins at this time of year, I believe, goes along with the law of assumption and manifesting. And so if the collective belief is a veil thin, so then everybody goes, oh, the veil thin, so I'm more open to receiving. And so I hope you get picked too. um, so everybody's sort of a little bit more open to receiving and open to that connection, because, oh, it may happen for me, and it's not as scary. And so more people have experiences this time. Not only that, when the collective belief is higher, the vibration changes and it allows it to be more open. And I say this, if you have ever experienced a group meditation, or like in my psychic development circles, we are all a little bit more open. We relax a little bit more and are a little bit more open. The energy flow is completely different than whereas if you're all by yourself doing it. I know I've had the best um, uh, visualization or experiences in meditations when I do them in a group setting. And it's not that we're all having the same thing. And even when they're doing the guided meditation, I literally go off to some other place. I actually would fight it. My guides are like, it's okay. You don't have to be where they are. I remember this woman who um, I have had the joy of being able to work with, and her name is Khalees Simone. She's very active over on Instagram. She it's funny. I was actually reading for her before she knew she could read. I actually gave her a message like, "You're going to be doing these," and she's really fantastic and a lovely person. And I know lots of really lovely readers. Actually, there was a woman, Marion, um, who Hedger, who was on the Real Housewives of New York City, and she's a fellow Reverend, and she's a fantastic reader as well. So, that said, um, when you have these collective things, Khalees was doing this meditation I was a part of, and she had said something about like, go, you're going to visualize when you're going through the woods and out through a field. And I just took off and was somewhere else. Like I was ahead of her and ahead of the group. And I don't know, I was trying to fight and like float back and, visually, it wasn't happening. My guys were like, it's okay, just go where you need to go. So you may even like do something completely different, but the energy is there and a collective for you to be able to do it easier. So that's like the law of assumption. If you assume, if you believe something to be true, you believe this time of year is thinner and it's easier to connect, guess what? It is. And because the collective has that, it makes it so much easier. But it's no easier this time of the year than it is any other time of the year. It's just that the collective belief is there. So if you have a collective belief that, say, let's look around like holidays or whatever, like, oh, you're going to get stuff for the holidays or whatever, like stuff comes to you easier. There's bigger discounts or whatever, but it doesn't mean those things aren't there during the year. Or if you know that the hiring season, oh, I believe the hiring season is better, you may think it's easier to get a job at a certain time of year. Maybe the holidays, people are hiring more, so it's easier to get a job that time of year and then stay on. But that's not necessarily the truth. You can get a job just as easily any other time of the year. Um, if there's the collective belief right now that there's a worker shortage, then you should also then follow in the truth should be that it should be easier to get a job because people really want you. And so you'll get hired easier, you'll get the money you want, you have more leverage for bargaining, that kind of stuff. Does anybody have any questions? It's kind of a shorter chat. I just thought the collective belief could be stopping you. If you believe it's easier to connect in with your spiritually now, maybe it's limiting you from connecting in later. If you just know that it's just as easy to connect in any time of the year as it is now, it's just as easy to connect with spirit, your own intuition, your own guides, your own higher self any time of the year. Then you understand that this isn't you may be feeling a little bit more wonky. I will tell you that when we do my psychic development circles, I've had one person was like, I have a really hard time like relaxing afterwards. And I said, it's because the vibration is in a collective group, you're going to kind of feel a little bit more out there. So there's ways to ground afterwards. Um, One is as simple as eating something sugary or carby or, that tends to pull you down because it's a lower vibrational energy. I'm not talking about complex, good, healthy carbs or fruit or something like that. I'm talking about like a cupcake or pizza. They are not evil foods. It's just they do affect your energy differently. Um, I've had people say that they feel when we connect in a meditation that they will feel their body actually vibrate, or in these times where the collective energy believes that it's easier to connect and they feel more emotional. It's because their belief is that it's easier to connect. Not only are you connecting with spirit, you're going to be connecting with other beings. Um, Easier. So it's not about protecting your energy. It's just recognizing that, oh, that's what I'm feeling. This is pretty normal. And also, as you do ascension, people talk about like ascension symptoms. Some of that is feeling off and feeling wonky or feeling um, emotional, headaches, nervous, anxious, those kind of things. That's all just connecting with spirit. And once you get used to that vibrational level, it calms down and then you don't lose anything. It's just you're used to it. It's like driving a new path to work. You may be more alert and more like, if you're driving new roads, if you move into a new area, you become more alert, a little bit more nervous. And then once you get there and you're used to it, you're driving the roads and you do things, automatically on autopilot. Good morning, Vanessa. How are you today? So I was just talking about, I just wanted to do a quick chat about how the collective belief will stop you from growing your intuition and your connection to spirit because a lot of people believe like this time of year the veil is thin, but really the veil is something that we all carry. Um, and it's something each we have individually, and then it's not this like, it's not like a curtain. I guess that's the best way. I always thought it was like this energetic curtain is the best way I can explain it, but it's really not. It's really something within us and a belief system that we all have. And so if we believe it's harder, or we believe it's scary, or we believe that there's some kind of work, or it only happens a certain way, then we create the limits on the way we connect. And I didn't understand that this was law of assumption. I used to say, so when I first started learning about my abilities and understanding how to connect into them, I was reading a ton. And everything I read, people would say, "Oh, so you have different clairs, right? Your clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, claircognizance, clear hearing, clear audience, clear hearing, clairgustance, clairaudience, clear smelling and tasting." Um, and they probably are flipped. Clairsentience is clear feeling, and that can be emotional, physical, like inside of you, outside of you type of tactile thing. And I used to think so I would read that you could only like you would have 2 that were stronger than the others, and the other ones would probably be, but you'd use 2 most. And I was like, "Well, that's stupid," because I knew naturally I used all of mine. I knew naturally things came in through dreams, things came in through sight, things came in, I could physically see things, or I'd get an image in my mind, that I could hear things inside my and outside my head, that I could feel spirit touching me, or I would feel emotionally what people were going, or I'd feel physically their ailments. I knew that I had all of these things, and I thought, well, that's stupid because I already know that that's not true. So I just decided that spirit could reach me however they wanted, and they could come through with messages however they wanted. Whatever was easy for them, for me to get the message out, was fine with me. And so I disregarded that belief system. I disregarded that limitation. That's a collective belief that you can only have, or you're stronger in 2 areas than another. That's not true. It's just if you decide to limit it that way. There's it's a collective belief that you have to protect yourself. Well, I just believe that I'm protected and my guides take care of me. And I also, there's that belief that light is stronger than dark. So if anything negative sort of does come in, I know that my ability to remove it and set a boundary, they have to call to that. They have to answer to that, because this is my plane of existence that I'm supposed to experience, and they're sort of just visiting and they're not allowed. I don't believe in curses. So, but if you believe in a curse, then of course you're open to people being able to send you negative energy and such, or do harmful things in an energetic way. I don't believe in them. I don't believe they have any power over me. Sure, do people do them? Sure, but I don't believe it has any power over me. Um, when I went to Kauai for my honeymoon, it's a beautiful island. Energetically, not my favorite island. I actually don't like it at all. But it's not because it's the people are mean or anything like that. Everybody was very lovely and kind, and but there are spirits there that do not like visitors. And you can look them up, choking spirits. And I knew nothing about them when I went there. It was the first night I was there, I was sleeping in my hotel, and it was like this sleepy, dreamy state where I could feel somebody choking me, and it was a male energy. And I was like, not arguing in a like, but I was like, no, like, I know what you are. You're not allowed to do this. You need to leave. This isn't okay. And it took a little bit of persistence on my part to say, like, no, you're not allowed. But I stood my ground, and he left, and I was never bothered again. But I was very well aware that visitors aren't really that welcome by the energy there, because of taking over the indigenous people's land, and um, all of the things. If you follow anybody who's, Hawaiian, indigenous Hawaiian, they talk about that. It's the same thing with the indigenous people here in the United States, but it's a smaller land. So, the indigenous people that are there are really getting pushed off and not able to afford to live in many cases. Um, so there's that, that collective belief that you have to protect yourself. Well, if you just know that you're strong and you're light and you're more powerful, and this is your plane of existence to experience. And I'm not saying take over people and things like that spirit, but I'm just saying I knew that my power was stronger, and not because I'm some special being, but because this is my plane of existence and this is where I'm supposed to experience right now. Um, I've crossed energies over. It's not that I've never seen negative energies and I don't believe they exist. I just know that I'm stronger. This is my plane to experience, and um, I don't know. And I do realize that some people's energies are a little bit more overwhelming than others. But I don't feel fearful of it. I just say, well, I just need to shake it off or sage myself or take a moment to breathe and relax and let it go. So I hope this was helpful and interesting and a little bit fun. I will be back on tonight. I will be doing a special free, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We have one more week of daylight time, and then we'll switch over next Sunday to standard time. We fall back an hour. But I will be back. I've got my circle open. My psychic development circle is open if you're interested in joining. It's $120 for 6 weeks. It hasn't filled up yet, and I realized that I was on my videos here. I said that they were closed. I realized that I was copying, and I copy and paste the description, by the way, because it's just too much to type every time. And I realized I had that it was closed. So I might talk to the people that have signed up already and see about bumping it back a week, just to give time for other people if they wanted to join and thought that it was closed. And then I also have I have private readings that I can do as well. But tonight is free. Tonight is a gift, but you do have to be present, and I'll draw out each person as it's time for a reading. We'll do stop at 5 people. If it goes really, really fast, then perhaps I'll add somebody on. But right now I'm going to set it at 5 and see how we are doing on time. And I will be back on Thursday for another manifesting chat. And then my regular readings on Sunday were $5 for each question, and 30% donate. I donate to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. So I hope you all have a lovely day. I will see you this evening at 7 o'clock. I'm really excited to do this. And I'm wishing you well. Remember, every day is a day as an opportunity to create the life that you dream of. Have a great one. Bye.